All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Bear with me a second. All right, this is a part 2 to the video that I just did, and I'm just gonna get right to it. A video about we are presented with life and death, and it's the wise thing to do to choose life. But you know, the majority of our people are choosing death. Those are the 2/3. You know, I'm not gonna mention the other nations too much because they really don't matter in the whole scheme of things. You know, this is Deuteronomy 30 and 15, and it says, "See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil." And this is the choice that our people have to make. They have to choose. The Most High said it all before them, and majority of the people are choosing death. Only a remnant's going to choose life, in which that life really chooses you, because the Most High has chosen the people that He's going to save from the beginning. He already knows those souls that He chose from the beginning to be saved. And we're going to see the 2/3 of our people choosing death. And we're going to see a lot of those people die, you know, and in times to come. This is verse 16. It says, "In that I commanded thee this day to love the Lord Yahweh thy power, to walk in His ways, and to keep His commandments and His statutes and His judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord Yahweh thy power shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it." And we know the story. Our people did not choose that back in the day, back in the ancient world. They didn't choose the life that was presented to them back in the ancient world. They chose death. They chose to worship other gods. They chose to take on the ways of the other nations, the heathens that were around them. And we all know the outcome of it. You know, verse 17, "But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away to worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over the Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live." And the only ones that's choosing life this day are the remnant. We already know what happened back then. The Most High has continuously put us in captivity under other nations because our people didn't choose life, as they are today. You know, as they are today, our people are going to continue to choose death, and they're not going to choose life, even though they see the things that are going on in the earth, even though they see the uproars of the people that the scriptures talk of, even though they see all the calamities that's happening, all the pestilence, you know, just all the wickedness that's in the world, you know, and they're still going to choose death because they love death, because they love the wickedness that they continue to do every day, you know. And I'm going to go from there to the book of Proverbs 12 and 28, and it says, "In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death." And this is what the remnant are about to see. Even though all hell is going to break loose around us, the ones that chose life, the pathways of righteousness, we're going to see all this death, and death is not going to touch us. All these people are going to be dropping dead around us because they didn't choose the righteous path. They chose to continue on in the ways of wickedness. even though all of us, in a sense, are wicked because all the things we did in our lifetimes and other lifetimes we don't know what we did. But those that repented and came back to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua and doing and walking that straight gate to the best of their ability and continuing on the path, no matter how many times you fall off that path, you got to get back up and continue to walk that path. But those people that are of the world that chose death, our people, they don't even know about the path. So they're not going to take that path. You know, they don't understand that if they walk in righteousness or walk in righteousness to the best of their ability, because there's no way that we can keep all the laws that are in this book. That's why we're not justified by the law. We are under grace right now. We have to keep the law to the best of our ability. You know, and the way this world is set up, there's no way that we could keep all the laws. That's why we have to do it to the best of our ability. But the people, or the 2/3, are not going to do it to the best of their ability because they don't know to do it to the best of their ability. They're going to continue on in the ways of death. You know, even though life is presented unto them on a daily basis by way of the prophets putting up videos day in and day out and posting them on the internet, on YouTube primarily, and other forms of social media. Which is Proverbs 11, 18 and 19. And it says, the wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward. And that reward is going to be salvation and the kingdom of heaven. Having the honor to put chains upon our enemies, you know, having the honor to round up the people, you know, and put them in chains and punish them for what they did to us. The scriptures say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And these people that led us into captivity, which are all the other nations, are going to go into captivity under us to build up our kingdom. You know, that's part of the reward, you know, and an abundance of wealth, you know. Verse 19, it says, as righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. And that's what the 2/3 are doing. You know, they are pursuing evil even to their own destruction, to their own death. You know, and they're going to continue on doing it because they know no other way. They're blinded. They continue to walk in darkness because this world is in darkness because they are of the world. Therefore, they can't see the light that is right before them. Even though it's shining bright, even though they see it, they're not going to go towards that light because that light is not going to continue them. It's not going to get them the riches that they desire in this world. That's why they continue on in the ways of this world, being willfully ignorant. But that willful ignorance is going to get you killed in this time. They may be a so-called good person, but that doesn't mean anything to the Most High. If you're not adhering to his ways and adhering to his word, it doesn't matter if everybody thinks you're a good person. The Most High is going to take you out anyway. The scriptures say he's not a respecter of persons, you know. Because you chose the ways of this world and not the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to get dealt with accordingly, you know. And it's all throughout the scriptures that if you return, you will reap the benefits of returning to Yahweh Shem Yahushua in truth and sincerity. And humble yourselves down. That's something that a lot of people don't have on this earth nowadays, is humility. This is Jeremiah 21:8, and it says, unto this people thou shalt say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I set before you the way of life and the way of death. And our people see both ways, and that there's only one way to go. Well, there's two ways to go, and the Most High are going to put the 2/3 in the way of death. And that's why they're continuing on in the ways that they have. But the righteous, the remnant, are going to go to the way of life, which is through this word, you know. They taking heed in these last days to the word that is presented to them. unlike the 2/3. They're choosing life over death. I'm going to go from there to the book of Romans 8 and verse 6. It says, for to be carnally minded, which is the majority of our people, they are carnally minded. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And those carnal minds is the reason why they're buying up guns. You know, that's the reason why they're relying on guns. They are going to rely on, for those that are preppers, they're going to rely on the food that they've stored up instead of relying on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, not knowing that they're probably stocking up that food just for somebody else to come in and take it, and their weapons, and kill them, and rape their daughters and their wives. These type of things are coming. You being carnally minded, think that your weapon is going to get you out of what's coming, or going to save you from what's coming. It's just not going to happen. If you don't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai backing you, if you don't have his mercy on you, you're not going to make it. You know, you're just not going to make it. There's no way you're going to make it. You know, verse 7 says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. It says, for it is enmity to the Most High, you know. And let's look up the word enmity. I'm going to look it up here and in the scriptures. It's not going to do right here. Well, let's look it up in the blue letter. Enmity.
Strong's G.
This thing's not acting right. Anyway,
Strong's G 2189. Echthra. Echthra.
okay, it's not going to do right here. We're just going to go and look it up here to get an understanding. Enmity, the state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile towards someone or something. See that? So it's not good. It's not good for these people that's choosing the ways of the world or to be carnally minded. For it is enmity. It means you are against the Most High, you know. You know, you are actively opposed to the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai by being carnal, because you're not relying on him as the remnant is going to do in these times. That's why you're not going to make it. You know, you're not supposed to take it upon yourself to try to save yourself from the times that we're coming in. That's for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to do. That's why we're trusting in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why the remnant, the hopefully elect, is trusting in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, I'm not saying anything's wrong with having a gun. Hell, you may have to go out in these woods and survive, and you may have to take out a deer or something, you know, which the Most High is going to see that his elect are going to eat in these days, you know. You know, but these guns and these things are not going to save you. Like, you're choosing death whenever you do that, when you think that's how you're going to make it. You can only get so far with those things. The Most High is only going to allow you to get so far with those things, you know. And the times that we are coming in, no gun is going to save you from these calamities. No gun is going to save you from the tribulation that the world is about to go through. None of those carnal means is going to save you from the things that are about to come upon the earth. Only Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai can save you from the things that are coming upon the earth, you know. I'm going to go from there to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. 2:1, it says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave." And this is the sentiment, like this is the belief of the so-called wicked, Esau, Edom. But our people have taken on this type of mindset where they're thinking you only live once, that YOLO attitude. That's the reason why these people, the 2/3, are not gonna make it, because they've taken on a lot of ways of their oppressor. They've taken on a lot of ways, a lot of ways of the world. They're choosing the ways of this world, and the ways of this world are death. You got to look beyond this world. The remnant's looking toward things that we can't see. We're hoping to be saved out of this by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yeah, we can see the physical world in front of us, but we're not believing in it. We're not taking on the ways of this world. We see people, those that are hopeful elect, we see people prospering in their riches on this side, but we don't give a damn about all that, because none of that is important. We know that all of this is going to be burned up in the second death, and that's the nuclear destruction that's coming to this place. None of this stuff will remain. Everything we see down here in Babylon the Great America is going to be done away with. None of this stuff is going to make it. The only thing that's going to make it out of here is the remnant, when the chariots come and cover these skies and beam up the elect. Because the elect are the ones that's choosing life right now. They're hopeful elect. But those are the 2/3 are just going to continue to be ignorant. Willfully ignorant. I'm going to go to Romans 6:21. And it says, "What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. And there's no fruit coming out of the ways of this world." And when those people understand that, when they truly understand that, they're all going to be ashamed. When they understand that the end of those things that they are putting their trust in on this earth, the end of all of it is death. The end of all of it is to be burned up. Those things that they partake in now, there's no fruit in it. It's only death at the end of it. I'm going to go from there to the book of James. I just wanted to do a couple of quick videos. The book of James 1:14, and it says, "But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." And these demons that surround us, these evil spirits that surround us, know our lusts, and they play on them. And we have to know how to, navigate through all of this. Verse 15, "That when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death." And that's what happens to a lot of people. The ways of this world. The ways of this world is not right. The lust from your youth. Because all these demons out here, all these demons that we can't see, know our weaknesses. And a lot of times we are presented with our weaknesses. But we have to know what to do when we're presented with those weaknesses. We got to understand that we can't continue to partake in those type of things. I'm going to go back to Wisdom of Solomon 8:13, because our people, for one, they hate wisdom. They are, just like I said earlier, willingly ignorant of the things that are around. Even when their wisdom presents herself to them, they shun it and continue on in darkness. This is Wisdom of Solomon 8:13. "Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me." you know. And that's what's coming with the wisdom that we of the hopeful elect are obtaining on this earth right now. You know, by the wisdom of uh, wisdom, true wisdom, not the wisdom of this world, shall obtain immortality. The hopeful elect, hopefully I'm one of them, you know. I'm going to go to 10 and verse 8, and it says, for regarding not wisdom, they got not only this hurt. Let me see. I'll start at 5. It says, moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy had confounded. She found out the righteous and preserved him blameless unto the Most High, and kept him strong against his tender compassion toward his son. When the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities. 5 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know the other names off the top of my head, the other 3 cities, of whose wickedness even to this day the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. For regarding not wisdom, they got not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness, so that in these things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended from on her. And these people that are not choosing wisdom, that are choosing death, are going to feel the pain of their decisions in the very near future, because a famine is coming. All kinds of atrocities, more atrocities that these people are going to do are coming. You know, false flag attacks are coming. All kinds of things are going to come. The Most High is going to unleash hell upon this place in the very, very near future. And all these people that are choosing death are going to be caused to die painful deaths. But the righteous, those that chose wisdom, those that chose life, are going to be saved out of it. You know. Bear with me. And our people love to be wicked. I'll go get the first scripture I ever learned, Hosea 4 and 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And that's what's happening now. Because they don't have knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. They don't have knowledge of the truth. They don't have knowledge that this earth that we're on is about to go through some very, very bitter times. They don't have the knowledge that this place, America, Babylon the Great in the scriptures, you know, is about to be destroyed. Therefore, they're going to continue on as if though nothing is going on until they can't anymore. And they're not even going to understand why these things are happening, you know. But things are about to get there. And they are about to go through it. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Yes, the Most High is going to reject you because you refused his ways. You refused correction whenever it was coming to you. You know, you refused to take heed and hearken to the voice of the Lord, which is his prophets. You know, the Most High has been speaking on this earth for years and years. And his days of speaking are almost over. He's about to go into action on you people, which he is right now with all the death and all the things that are happening. But he's really about to turn up the volume on the death that is about to happen. He's about to unleash Esau, Edom, and these other nations on you because you refuse knowledge. It says, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So there's no way around what's going to happen. I meant to get this before that, 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. It says, For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And the wisdom of this world is another avenue of you people being destroyed. You know, you rather take on the wisdom of this world, which the wisdom of this world just you can believe in what you want to believe. You know, like you could take on any type of belief on this world. That's why it's foolishness. You know, you can take on anything, and you showing the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. You know, verse 18 says, go up to 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. That means you gotta let go of all this stuff. Let go of all this stuff that you learn in this world, you know, and just let it go and come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the wisdom that are contained in these scriptures, you know. In verse 19, I already read it, said, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. It's complete foolishness. Everything that this man has put out here is complete and utter foolishness. None of it's going to get you to life, but these words in these scriptures are going to get you to life. But we also know that the 2/3 are not going to come to that life. They're going to continue on in the ways of this world. They're going to continue on in their foolishness, you know. I'm going to get one more scripture, and then I'm going to end it. This book of Sirach, 19 and 18, and it says, the fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. And the people of this world, those are the 2/3, don't know anything about the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They don't know anything about it. Verse 19 says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. And that's what's coming, you know, everlasting life to those that chose life. For those that chose death, you're not gonna reap the benefits of that. You're gonna reap the benefits of being destroyed right along with the wicked, you know, or any other way the Most High is gonna take you out, you know. Verse 20 says, I'll go ahead and read it. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency, you know. So there you have it. That's all I have to say about that. You know, we are presented with life and death on a daily basis. And the wise thing to do is to choose life. But, you know, the majority of our people are not going to choose life. They're going to continue to choose the ways of this world, which is going to lead to their destruction and death, and ultimately their death. It's going to lead to their destruction. Their destruction is their death. You know, but that's where it's going to lead to, the ways of this world. So with that said,